Welcome to the Royal Daily Tea YouTube channel. Please be advised all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only, based 100% on my own opinion, my own theories, and my own research. All of my information can be found on the public domain and falls under the fair use guidelines. Please feel free to do your own research. Good afternoon and welcome back to the Royal Daily Tea. So today is July 1st, which would have been Princess Diana's 60th birthday. So today I'm going to do just a little story honoring Princess Diana. So a lot of you may or may not know that I was a super Princess Diana fan. She was my childhood idol. I fell in love with her when I was about 8 years old. I grew up in Texas. We don't have royalty. We don't have princesses. I didn't even know they existed. And I remember I saw the Barbara Walters interview, which was their engagement interview where she was wearing the blue outfit and they were talking on TV, and I realized, oh, he's the future King of England and he's getting married. How exciting. Well, flash forward a couple of months, we're in summertime. I forgot about the wedding. I woke up one morning to watch cartoons, and there's all these news coverages on all the channels, and I'm like, what is going on? Then I realized it was the royal wedding, and of course I was completely transfixed. And when I saw her coming down in her glass carriage, and she walked out of the carriage with that huge veil and wearing the family Spencer tiara, I was obsessed. I was obsessed. It was a love affair between a little girl and a princess made in heaven. It was like watching Cinderella come to life. And for an 8-year-old girl in Texas, that was magic. That was magic. And I remember I watched that wedding from like 7 in the morning until midnight, because that's all they showed on TV, by the way. There was nothing else to watch, but it didn't matter because I was obsessed. I was obsessed. And since that moment, I became a Princess Diana super fan. And every time my mom would go to the store, if Princess Diana was on the cover of any magazine, she had to buy it for me. And of course, she was on every single magazine cover for pretty much the next 30 years, right? I mean, the poor woman has not stopped being in the press since the moment she got engaged to Prince Charles. And so I became a super fan, and that Christmas I got, a whole bunch of Princess Diana stuff. I got the royal wedding book and paper doll of Princess Diana. Like I said, I was a super fan, and I was for many, many years. I grew up with Princess Diana. She was the most photographed woman in the world. She was iconic. People don't understand how iconic this woman was. And she had a light about her that it transferred between races, sexes, social classes, religions, political affiliations, sexual orientation, illnesses. It's like every single person loved Diana. She was the people's princess. During that time, of course, before Diana, the royal family was very formal. They were very separate from people. But Diana would go down and hug people and talk to people, embrace people. She made people feel important. She made people feel like they were heard. And she did a lot of groundbreaking things, like she was one of the first people to embrace people with HIV. At the time, people were afraid to touch them, to hug them. Everyone was afraid that they were going to get it because at the time, nobody understood about HIV. And so people treated them very poorly. And Princess Diana was one of the first people to publicly hug them and embrace them and tell people not to be scared of people with HIV. She also did a lot of charity work with landmines, which was very dangerous and groundbreaking at the time. She really made it her life's mission to help people. She wasn't out for money or for fame or for titles. She did it from her heart. And she really was the people's princess. Now, she was very popular, and she was very, very polarizing, and she was hounded relentlessly by the press. And of course, a lot of people in the royal family did not like that because she was so popular. And when her marriage to Prince Charles failed, they were worried because now, who is she going to end up with? Who is she going to marry? Of course, that's when a lot of things came out, a lot of scandals, and there's a lot of conspiracies surrounding her death. Unfortunately, Princess Diana passed away on August 31st, 1997, in a car crash because she was pursued by the press, because she was dating a new man, Dodi Fayed, and because pictures with her and her new partner were worth millions of dollars, and the press hounded her relentlessly. Unfortunately, that led to her death, and there are a lot of other conspiracies surrounding that, but we'll get into that another time. But I remember when I found out about her death, you have to remember there was no internet, there was no cell phones, so you only heard things on the radio or on the local news channel. I remember the first time I heard about it, they said Princess Diana was in a car accident and she hurt her leg. They were making it seem like, oh, she just hurt her leg. And I was like, oh, okay, no big deal. And that night I was going out with some friends, and my friend came and picked me up, and she says to me, oh, I guess you're really upset, huh? And I was like, what are you talking about? And she's like, Princess Diana, she's dead. And I freaked out, you guys. I did not know she had died because, again, I wasn't watching the news. I was probably just getting ready, didn't have the TV on, didn't have the internet or cell phone. So I had no idea that she had died. And when my friend told me that, you guys, it was like the life was sucked out of me because it was so shocking that a 36-year-old woman would just die instantly in a car crash. Like, no one saw that coming. And I know the world was devastated. I was devastated. And since then, to this day, it still makes me choke up. It's very sad. And so now, of course, we're all living through Harry and William, her children, who were her entire life, her legacy. Unfortunately, their relationship is very rocky. So all eyes will be on the statue unveiling tomorrow, and I really hope everything goes well because it is to commemorate Princess Diana. And she was about other people. She wasn't about herself. And I really hope they remember that, what she stood for, what she represented to the world. She was the people's princess, and she was so important to so many of us. So I just wanted to share that with you and say happy birthday, Princess Diana. Let me know, were you a Princess Diana fan? Were you devastated when she passed away? Let me know your thoughts of the statue unveiling that's coming up. I will try to give you as much news as I can. They are in England, so they are on a different time zone than me. But hopefully I'll be able to report to you with pictures and with updates as soon as possible. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you and have an awesome day.